I'm a really big Samsung fan, but I've been using the Xiaomi 14T Pro for a few days now. Here are 12 reasons why you should choose the 14T over the Galaxy S24. First of all, if you want a bigger phone, the 14T is close to 6.7 inches. If you want the same thing for Samsung, you would need to pay close to $1,000 for it. Second reason why you should get the 14T is the price. It is $700 compared to $800. Of course, if they go on sale or you do trade in, you can get them for significantly cheaper. But I'm just talking about the initial release price. So right off the bat, there's already a bargain there. The reason why you should get the 14T is the storage amount. It comes with 512GB compared to the 128GB on the Samsung model for that $700 price, which is an amazing deal. With Samsung, when I use the Galaxy S24, I am struggling to get by with just the 128 just due to all the photos, videos, everything take up storage. The apps take up more storage, the OS take up a lot of storage, and even YouTube Music, all these things, if you're downloading any offline content, they all take up space. So 512GB is a huge deal on the 14T. Next thing you're going to get with the 14T is 12 gigs of RAM compared to 8 gigs of RAM. On a day-to-day basis, if you're just switching back and forth using the phone normally, you're probably not going to notice the difference. But if you play any games, for me in particular, when I play Pokemon trading card game, sometimes when I switch to the texting app and I switch back, the game would restart on the Galaxy S24. But on the 14T with that extra 4 gigs of RAM, it actually makes a huge difference. I can switch back and forth without getting any anxiety that the game's going to restart. Sometimes there's like a notification that pop up, a text that pop up while I'm in the middle of gaming. I accidentally hit it and I switch back and then the game would restart. That is super frustrating, especially if you're in the middle of a match, then you automatically just lose by default. So I don't have that problem with the 14T with the extra RAMs. Fifth reason why you should get the 14T is just the battery life. It is incredible in this phone, averaging close to 24 hours of battery life after having this phone for 3 days. When you use the base model Galaxy S24, it would last me anywhere from 10 to 15 hours. I would always need to constantly charge it throughout the day or look for a charger because I know it's not going to last me the full day. But with the 14T, I can just use it normally. If I'm driving around, I plugged it in Android Auto. By the time I get home, I don't even need to charge it overnight. Galaxy S24, I would need to charge it at night, and then at some point or another throughout the day, I would need to top it off as well. So incredible battery life on the 14T. You also get 120 watt fast charging compared to the 25 watt on the Galaxy S24. So even if you do need to top your phone off, you can do it much easier with the 14T. With the Galaxy S24, even if I do top it off, it still takes forever to charge it, and then I would need to charge it multiple times throughout the day. And it supports up to 50 watt wireless charging, which is even higher than the wired charging on the Galaxy S24. Galaxy S24, I think you get roughly 15 watt fast charging for wireless. I mean, wireless I don't think is that useful anyways. I prefer to use the wired if I really do need it, but the wireless charging do come in handy if sometimes you get your phone wet and the water get inside the charging port, then you're not allowed to charge the phone for obvious reasons. So that's probably the main reason why I really do use wireless charging, but for the most part, wired charging is probably the better way to go. And the eighth reason why you should get the 14T is it actually has a louder speaker because it's a bigger phone, it has a larger chamber. When I'm listening to podcasts in the shower, I can hear everything just fine, but when I use the Galaxy S24, it is a smaller phone, the speaker is lower, it's more muffled. So if you just want a phone for listening to music or podcasts in the shower, the 14T is the better choice. It also has 4000 nits peak brightness compared to the 2600 nits on the Galaxy S24. On a day-to-day basis, you're probably not going to really notice that much of a difference unless you're sitting right underneath the beaming sun, but spec per spec, it is technically higher, and it also has higher refresh rate as well, 144 Hz compared to 120 Hz. Once again, not that noticeable, but it is a higher spec on paper. Some people may notice it, but I'm not going to notice it. You also get a free bumper case if you get the Xiaomi 14T compared to Galaxy S24. You don't get anything but the cable inside the phone, which is nice. I might just slap it on just to use it, but for the most part, I tend to like to use my phone without a case. 11th reason why you should get the 14T over the S24 is the UFS 4.0 storage compared to the 3.1. If you do a lot of video recording like myself, transferring a file back and forth from your computer to your phone, the 14T is just faster to transfer data. I mean, it's probably gonna make a few second difference anyways, unless you are transferring 10s and 30-50 gigabyte files. It's nice to have that extra speed bump. And last but not least, with the 14T, you get the IR blaster, so the return of the IR blaster. You can use your phone as a remote controller for your TV. If you're watching Netflix, you can't find your remote, you can just use it on your phone. If you lose your phone, then I guess you can hopefully you have like a smartwatch or something, you can track it down. But for me personally, I tend to lose my remote more often than I would lose my phone. So there you have it, 12 reasons why you should get the 14T over the Galaxy S24. I think I might have threw in an extra bonus there with the IR blast at the end, so 13 reasons in total. But overall, it is an excellent phone. It is very fast, the battery is good, the screen is excellent, all that for $700 compared to $800 on the Galaxy S24. It makes me really question why I should remain loyal when there's a lot of good brands like this out there that brings a lot of value for the price. I know Samsung, you get 7 years of software updates, you get all the cool AI tricks. This 14T is technically advertised as an AI phone too, but I don't really use a lot of the AI tricks out there. The ones that I do use, ChatGPT, you can do that on any phones, but you're just looking for overall value and great savings. At $700 compared to $800, you can see there's a lot of great value and a lot of great specs that you can get on this lower price phone. The camera is also pretty decent as well too. I left that out, but Samsung, you get good camera. 14T is not bad either, so if you're not really picky with it, I think you can get more bang for your buck with the 14T. Alright guys, appreciate the time as always. Remember to like and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts, question, comment below. Appreciate the time as always, and see you guys in the next video.